And we are ready to begin. We're so pleased that you're here. When we first began giving you these talks, we said that we were doing so to help you move beyond your fear and doubt. But many of you didn't understand why we were doing so. But we did say that you would be moving through a restructuring of your world, and it was going to be a little challenging for many of you. But we had given you guidance through our messenger. But he had difficulty believing that this had occurred as well, because many of you have this trouble realizing that you have this consciousness that can do more things than you ever knew. And this is what is occurring in your world right now. As we've said, nothing is happening accidentally, and everything we have given you has been in order, meaning the order of the progression of your consciousness, individually and both collectively. Now, that was something our messenger could not have known, as he was transcribing all of this information for more than 36 years when he began in 1989. But we've had him prove it to more of you now, because we would really like for more of you to understand your importance and your worth and value, and why your world looks the way that it does now. It's just waiting for you to own yourself. You're moving through an evolutionary change, as we have said, so it's a little stressful. And it's only stressful because you don't want to move. You don't want to look at things within yourself, and you don't want to change them. But we've given you every opportunity to do that, and we've also given you a messenger who has lived it all to bring it to you. But we're doing this today because there's an energetic shift that's happening now. Today, he did not know this, but we told him to put together this little message for you so that you could see. It's not accidental, nothing. There's energies that change in your world. Our messenger had the ability to receive them and interpret them. He just did not know what he was doing, as many of you do not know the gifts and abilities that are within you. When you come onto the earth plane, you have something to develop, and it's within you. You couldn't possibly know what it is. It would be no use in your life purpose then. But you each have one, as we have said. But we wanted you to understand how important it was at this time. As we've said, you're going through an evolutionary change, and the document that we had our messenger put together shows you the connections to all of that, and the connections to all of our messages. Now, the one that we gave you last year on this date was in alignment with now, and none of you will be able to really know how that happened, but our messenger has done that, and this is what has confused him. How could he have put together so many things in order, which he has done? So now more of you can see it. No one believed him either, not even his family. That was a really surprising part. But that will be the same for each of you, because we wanted you to understand you are an individual soul, and it's not going to be your family, your friends, or anyone who's going to verify who you have become. We have given our messenger a philosophy, and we said we have done that because you're moving through an evolutionary time, and more of you could use the help to move to the new earth, as we have called it. But that happens in your consciousness, and it happens over time, as we have said. But what we have done in our messenger, he was diligent about writing it down, and you can't deny what we have given you, because we've had him lay out several presentations that it will even has many of you doubters kind of question yourselves. You're all intelligence and your consciousness. No one has any more, but many times you will assume that you each know what's going to happen, and we're saying you don't. Because when we gave you things earlier, 5 years ago, you couldn't understand what we were saying, but you're seeing more of it today. And you'll see more of it in the next couple of days, which is why we wanted to send this out now. We've told our messenger that he has to move. All of you do. And what we mean that you've been in so much fear. And that's what controls you when you move through an evolutionary change such as this. And as we said in the very beginning, there are those who are going to come in and use power over you. And the biggest power that they can have is to cause more of you to be in fear. So you forget your worth and your value. You don't understand who you are, because you've been leading that for generations. We've said this is a generational change, and there are so many things in your society that you weren't willing to look at, and we had our messenger look at all of them, and we've written them down. We've had him write them all down, and you can see them on his website. And when we took him back to looking at the racism and misogyny that existed within him, that's when his healing took place, because now he understood why he was held back. That's all of you. Until you understand that when you can accept the consciousness of a human soul as being equal to all others, you're going to still have your conflicts and you're going to still have your difficulties. But we've given you a philosophy that could heal your lives and your world. And we've proven it by the example in our being. We just can't cause you to believe. But you will see more events in your world and then you will decide. And we said you will have to choose. And what you will choose is love or fear. You choose love when you decide to own yourself and stop being afraid of who you are. And stop being afraid of telling others who you are. This is why we had to move our messenger out in front now, because he has more help where he can get this message to more people in your world, and then you'll see a great shift that has happened. Now, you can deny all that you want of what's happening, but you're seeing it in front of you. But now it'll be so much better, because when you listen to us again, and when you go back and read our words, or if you just look at the messages and all the little presentations that we have had him put together for you, you will understand that you have a way to change everything. We mean in your life and also in your world. It's all energy, and you have the ability to use the energy of your consciousness, and this is the training and the information that we have given to our messenger, which is why he's sitting here at 74 and healed. This is what we're giving to all of you. You will decide if you're going to want it, if you're going to heal, and if you're going to want to evolve, because that is what's going to continue to happen in your world, and it's much easier when you let go of your resistance to change. And we love you all so much.